Best gun maker in the world? It's got to be Boss. You don't get weirder than Boss crossover stocks. So this is a matched pair of late 1940s bosses. But, just to be a little bit odd, they are a crossover centre vision left-hand stock. So, designed to be shot from the left shoulder, both eyes looking over the rib, one that way and one that way. So both eyes open, so it's significantly higher, but not as cranked as a traditional full crossover. We will do a proper boss overview of a proper boss, but you don't get more proper boss than a properly made crossover. So it's not just a case of building a stock that does this. As you can see, the top tang is bent around the angle of the gun. The side plates are not straight, they bend with the gun. The trigger plate bends with the gun. The whole gun, if you like, is a bit of a Salvador Dali-esque melted clock of shotgun. And it is absolutely fascinating. I've seen quite a few crossovers, but this really is the top one can get. So you have 29-inch propellant barrels, all numbered in gold on all three parts of the gun. You have fine Rosin scroll engraving with nice plain areas, and there's quite a nice, it's a very delicate balance to do these sort of bouquets with the scroll work correctly, and Boss always does it just lovely, don't they? That best fine acanthus scroll with the bouquets scrolls all the way along the bottom. There's slight wear on the blacking. This has been used, like with all things. You have that beautiful beaded trigger guard, and the triggers are set up for a left-hander. So if you can see in there, the triggers are bent. Everything is just weird. I mean, you don't see a crossover stock every day, let alone do you see a centre vision left-handed crossover style stock. It generally just makes you feel drunk looking at it, is all you can say. See, they just don't make crossover stocks nowadays. If you look down at these stocks, you'll see how ridiculously bent they are. But back then, the world was your oyster if you had pockets and connections deep enough. Nowadays, if you walked in and said, well, I'm left-handed but centre-visioned, they'd probably just tell you to squint an eye, or put a little bit of tape over your shooting glasses, or something like those. But back then, look at that. Such a feat of gun making really requires experts. To get a piece of wood that's not going to break whilst cutting a crossover, well, that in itself is a feat. But you're finding a matched pair of wood that isn't going to break in building a crossover is another thing. And these guns have been used throughout their life. The checkering is worn. They haven't been beat up, but you can tell that they have been used. You know, you could dream about shooting this right-handed if you wanted to miss everything. But it's just unbelievable. RLF in bold on both ovals, and they're quite short stocks for what they are as well, actually. I'm not usually a fan of the brush bright actions. That's a lie, I do like a brush bright action, but on this Boss it really does suit it well. Anyway, if you are left-handed in centre vision, these guns are coming up for auction at Holts for 6 to 8 grand. Alternatively, you could buy them and have them restocked, but you're going to have to take them to an absolute master to be able to include the bend of the action and kick back round. If you're severely left-handed, you could probably own these and have them restocked to be very left-handed. Or, if you have 6 to 8 grand to throw on a pair of guns that you will never find another pair of, well, that could count. How you can never appreciate this gun making, I'm a huge Boss fan anyway. Let alone a Boss assisted opener with a very well made pair of crossover centre vision left-handed stocks. Guys, thank you very much for watching, take care, goodbye, and well, aren't they pretty?